Hey, Onion here, back with my playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV Online. We are stopped with the main story quest for now, before we get into Stormblood. Just going through the White Mage. We did Conjurer quest 1 to 30, White Mage 30 to 50, now we're doing White Mage 50 to 60. This is with all text to audio, so we can hear everyone speak, just like cutscenes. That way we don't miss anything, and people with bad eyesight, dyslexia, or just problems reading in general can now enjoy the story. With the audio being played as well, YouTube has been translating it, so now other countries that might not be able to play the game can enjoy the story and understand what's going on without just having to use caption translations. I think that's pretty cool. Anyways, jump right into it. This is going to be White Mage 50 to 60. Questline.
Onion, you could not have come at a better time. We have dire need of your aid. There isn't time to explain. No, but that trouble is afoot, and I would ask you to meet me at the Guardian Tree. How fares the Great One?
Unchanged from before, I'm afraid. He repeats the same words, over and over.
Then it falls to us to glean their meaning. Very well. Onion, you will recall the time we performed the quieting and quelled the Great One's rage. Since that day, we have continued communing with him to ensure that all is well. And it was, until recently. I am afraid to say that an unsettling change came over the Great One some days ago. He has taken to repeating the same words to us, the taint floodeth the forest, its beating heart to befoul.
After some inquiries and research, we were able to learn that the Great One has spoken these words before, during the time of Atoa Kant. Immediately, we were made to wonder, when Master Atoa embarked upon his journey of healing, could his purpose have been to protect the forest from the taint of which the Great One now warns?
We sought to delve further into this, but no accounts of Master Atoa's journey are to be found at Stillglade Fane. Such records as exist are in the keeping of his foremost student, the mage who recovered his remains from Ogamoro. If he is still alive, he may be able to assist us. We have prepared a missive, and we would ask that you deliver it into his hands. After interring his beloved master, the man is said to have taken up residence at Fallgourd Float, that he might ever be near to tend the tomb. If he is there still, the locals should be able to point you in his direction. While you see to this task, my brother and I shall remain here and continue observing the Great One. My thanks in advance, Onion.
You seek Master Atoa's former student? I am afraid he has departed for the realm yonder. His granddaughter now tends the tomb at Proud Creek in his stead. If truth be told, I am worried about her. The area is thick with fiends, and even experienced wood whalers avoid venturing there unaccompanied. That old fellow? I'm afraid he passed away some years ago. I remember him well, though. He took care of his master's tomb to the very end. His granddaughter FFXIV attends the place now, and she's been especially attentive since those accursed bandits came and defiled it.
Atoa Kant's old student? Whom I'd heard that someone's tending the tomb, but it's a young maid as I recall. Thank you so much. So focused was I on tending the tomb, I failed to notice the fiends approaching me. What? You're searching for the granddaughter of Master Atoa's former student? Then you need search no more. I am FFXIV. Know that I have taken on my grandfather's responsibilities. If it is within my power to help the Seedseers, then I should be glad to do so. The taint threatens the Twelswood? Nofika have mercy. As the Seedseers have surmised, 'twas to purge the taint that Master Atoa journeyed the length and breadth of the realm. Simply put, the taint is ether that has been befouled. If we are to be rid of it, we must find the source of the corruption and cleanse it. The question is, are the Seedseers prepared to do as Master Atoa once did? At any rate, it is best that I speak with them directly. I shall make my way to the Guardian Tree at once.
My thanks for finding FFXIV, Onion. She has told us all.
If we are to protect the Twelswood from the taint, we must needs deal with the corruption at its source. Is that the way of it?
It is. That was why Master Atoa embarked upon his journey, heedless of his Pajala heritage.
And yet Master Atoa was no ordinary Pajal. We are duty-bound to remain in the forest. We cannot simply leave it.
Onion. I am loath to ask this of you, after all you have already done for us, but the preservation of the 12 Wood is at stake. You are not Pajali, and hence are not bound by the laws which bind us. Will you embark upon this quest in our stead?
With all due respect, I cannot believe what I'm hearing. You would entrust the fate of the forest to an adventurer?
Calm yourself, and know that Onion is no ordinary adventurer. Nay, she is a white mage true, chosen by Master Atoa himself to be his successor. She bears his soul crystal and his legacy both. I have every confidence that you will be able to purge the taint. As such, I would join my voice to my brother's request.
Master Atoa's successor? That such an individual existed. I wish to make a request of my own. In his youth, my grandfather served Master Atoa proudly, accompanying him wheresoever he went and assisting in purification rituals. It has ever been my desire to emulate my grandfather's deeds. If Onion is to undertake this quest to eliminate the taint, I would likewise accompany and assist her.
The journey will be fraught with peril. Are you willing to risk life and limb solely for the sake of emulating your grandfather?
I am, my lady, but that is not the whole of it. I cannot sit idly by while a threat encroaches upon the 12 Wood. It is our home, and we each of us must do our part to protect it.
Our part. I see that your heart is true. Very well. Assuming that Onion consents, and I see no reason why she would not, you have our blessing to accompany her. The fate of the 12 Wood is in your hands. We shall pray for your success.
We will need to make plans for the journey. Please come and see me at Full Gourd Float. Humph. And they call themselves Pajal S. You wonder at my irritation, I shouldn't doubt. I suppose I ought to explain. You see, I was brought up on the tales of Master Atoa's journeys, the sufferings he endured for the sake of the 12 Wood. Young though I was deeply touched by his courage and sacrifice, and to this day his deeds remain close to my heart. That is why it irks me that the Seedseers will not lift a finger to help the forest. But thankfully, we have you. As Master Atoa's chosen, you are far more dependable than any Pajal alive. Now then, let us speak of our journey. Grandfather left his records of Master Atoa's journeys in my keeping. I shall scour them for clues as to where we must go. While I do this, pray attend to your own preparations. I shall be here when you are ready to strike out.
The next White Mage quest will be available from FFXIV upon reaching level 52. The requirements for undertaking subsequent quests can be reviewed in your journal.
You come at a good time, Onion. I believe I have found a clue in my grandfather's records. There is a passage which tells of the time when the taint reached the forest via a subterranean water vein. Master Atoa traced it back to its source at Abalathia's spine, and there he purged the corruption. Lest you wonder, 'tis the mention of the water vein that interests me. Allow me to explain. Though the danger to the 12 Wood has become so dire as to elicit emphatic warnings from the Great One, none of the Pajal S or hearers were aware of it. If we then consider the Great One's warning that the taint shall flood the forest, I am inclined to conclude that befouled ether is being conveyed via water veins. Years have passed since Master Atoa purged the taint. A new source of corruption may well have manifested in the intervening time. First, I suggest we take our investigation to the central highlands of Kurthus, which form the southern edge of Abalathia's spine. Pray meet me at Camp Dragon Head. Everything is frozen over. I had read about the snow-swept mountains of Kurthus, but no amount of reading can substitute for seeing. I have a confession to make. This is my very first time setting foot outside the 12 Wood. The experience is proving to be at once fascinating and frightening. But I digress. While I awaited your arrival, I spoke with some of the knights about water veins. They say that one passes beneath the area just south of here. The area happens to be thick with fiends. And these fiends happen to have grown unnaturally aggressive of late. I would wager that the taint is to blame for this change. A short while ago, a band of knights departed for the area in question on a mission to cull the unruly creatures. Shall we go and join them? My suspicions were correct. The taint has driven the fiends into a frenzy. Let us aid the knights, then see to the cleansing. I'll attend the fiends. Pray focus on mending our hurts. Curses. Fiends are being drawn to the taint. Is there no end to them? The sprite. We must strike it down first. We're almost done. This energy, soothing and pure. 'Tis precisely as my grandfather wrote. And your soul crystal, I believe it has taken on a new radiance. In all likelihood, the spirit of Master A Tower within has bestowed upon you greater power. I wonder, could it be that the act of purifying serves to empower the white mage? If this is true, it makes the Pajal-S refusal to leave the forest even more incomprehensible. How long will they allow their laws to dictate their actions to the detriment of reason? At any rate, there is not more to do here. Let us return to Camp Dragonhead. Let us review what we've learned. As we had suspected, the taint is being borne along subterranean water veins. According to my grandfather's records, the headwater of the vein we just visited is situated further to the west. We must pass through Ishgard proper to get there. Fortunately, travel restrictions have been eased since the Holy See was restored to the Alliance. Be that as it may, we will be venturing into the unknown. Master A Tower's journeys did not take him there, and there is no telling what awaits us. We must tread warily and be no less than fully prepared. Had the Seedseers been willing to come, with your powers combined, we would have been able to go boldly forward. But there is no point in dwelling upon that now. I shall survey the lay of the land in order to ascertain our next destination. Meanwhile, I suggest you take the time to accustom yourself to your newfound power. I shall be here when you are ready to resume our mission. I am terribly sorry for the wait, Onion. It has taken a while, but I believe we are now armed with sufficient knowledge of our destination. Let us continue onto the Western Highlands. First, I suggest we make a brief stop in Falcon's Nest. If there has been an anomaly in the area, the locals may be able to tell us something. So this is Falcon's Nest. To think that architectural styles can differ so even within the same nation. Going to new places is a veritable feast for the senses. Such wonders grandfather must have beheld in his journeys with Master A Tower. Ah, but such musings must wait. We have a task to do. Let us begin by speaking with the people here. When you have finished, pray come and meet me at the hamlet's northern entrance.
I am unfamiliar with this taint of which you speak. We do consider dragons unclean. However, speaking of the beasts, lately, there have been reports of a strange woman skulking about their remains. We are on the lookout for her, lest she prove to be a heretic. The taint? Never heard of it. We've had a strange visitor, however, a foreign woman with the stench of death about her. Suspicious as she was, I decided to steal a peek at her belongings, and, forgive me, but the mere recollection of it is like to bring up my breakfast. Anyway, after that, some few of us confronted her and demanded to know her purpose, but she refused to say a word. Nay, she looked straight through us with empty eyes and left the hamlet. As I recall, she was headed to the north and west. Wherever it is she has gone, we are well rid of her.
The rumors of this strange woman are on everyone's lips. This is likely but a coincidence, but it appears we are headed in the same direction as her. There are water sources in the northwestern corner of the region, frozen lakes, to be precise, and I would take our investigation there. I mislike the sound of this woman, and I'd sooner not cross paths with her, but we have a mission to fulfill. Let us keep moving. Good gods. The stench is overpowering, even in this frigid clime. Forgive me for interrupting, but what are you doing?
Searching. Humph rather more damaged than I would have liked, but it will serve. After all, the experiment proceeds apace.
Experiment? What in the heavens are you doing?
Why must I justify myself to you?
Well, I suppose you have no obligation to do so. It's just not every day that I see someone, rummaging through a dragon's corpse.
So I frighten you, then. You find me repulsive, like the rest of them.
No, you misunderstand. I didn't mean to give offense. Whatever you do is your business, to be sure, but it isn't safe to be alone out here.
What would you suggest, then? That I find a stout protector like your friend. As if anyone would be willing to help me. Whom this aura you emanate. They sent you to hound me, haven't they? To remind that witch Alaka that she has no place in the world.
Alaka? I am warning you, leave me alone. Well, that was certainly queer. I know not what compelled me to speak with that woman, Alaka, I believed she called herself, but I must confess to being morbidly curious about her experiment. But I mustn't let myself be distracted, we have work to do. Unless I am mistaken, the taint has manifested in this area. Let us split up and search for it. You found the taint and purified it. Well done, though, I cannot help but wonder, is it truly a coincidence that the taint chanced to have manifested where we met Alaka? Brr. Being frozen to the bone isn't conducive to conversation. Let us return to Falcon's Nest and warm ourselves before we discuss matters in earnest. With your most recent effort, I sense that your powers continue to grow. Suffice it to say this is a boon to our cause. The mission proceeds smoothly thus far. If we continue following the water vein, it should lead us to the source of the taint. As for the stranger, Alaka, never have I felt so unsettled in someone's presence. The thought that she might be connected to the taint also bothers me, but until we know for certain, it avails us naught to dwell upon it. For now, I shall resume my investigation of water veins and try to deduce other locations where the taint might appear. Leave the investigative aspect of the mission to me, and pray continue honing your powers of purification. After all, no one else can purge the taint but you. Terrible news, Onion. The manifestation of the taint you purged here has reappeared. The fiends nearby were driven into a frenzy all over again, and they reportedly attacked a knight on patrol. Though the man managed to flee to the convictory, his wounds are grievous. And to compound matters, the camp's chirurgeons are all afield and cannot readily return. You are his only chance, Onion. You must go to the convictory and save him. He is in a bad way. Please hurry and tend to his hurts.
The pain fades. I owe you a debt of gratitude.
Thanks to you, the danger is past. However, he will still require constant care for a time. I shall remain on hand to help provide it. Meanwhile, you must go and purify the taint that has reappeared west of Banepool. Only you have the power to do so, Onion. Please hurry before it can cause any more harm. I'm pleased to say that the knight will make a full recovery. Had you not come to his aid, his comrades believe he would have died. I see you have already purified the taint. Good work, Onion. I must say, though, that its reappearance baffles me. It should have taken far longer for befouled ether to accumulate. I am disinclined to believe that this came about by itself. Nay, I sense that someone had a hand in this. I spoke with the knight after he had sufficiently recovered. Shortly before he was attacked, he caught sight of the foreign woman who reeks of death, Alaka. Wherever she appears, so too does the taint. I wasn't certain before, but now I'm convinced that it is no mere coincidence. Could it be that she is creating the taint? If so, to what end? Why would she do such a thing? I know not her designs, but her actions cannot be borne. Should the taint continue to manifest, both Curthus and the Twelveswood would suffer unimaginable damage. Stillglade Fane must know of this threat. I shall send word to them. Though I shan't raise my hopes that the Seedseers will bestir themselves. Best to assume that we are on our own. Now then, our priority now is to track down Alaka. The knight said that she was headed west to the Dravanian Fallens. Let us take our search to the main settlement there, Tailfeather, I believe it's called. I have spoken with a handful of locals. A strange woman has been witnessed coming and going, and with some regularity. I'm reasonably confident that it is Alaka, but I shall try to gather more information for good measure. Something occurs to me, Onion. If Alaka is indeed responsible for creating the taint, she'll not take kindly to our purifying it. It may well come to a confrontation. Pray use this time to further hone your powers, for we shall have need of them ere long. Good tidings, Onion. I have acquired definite information on Alaka. As before, the stench of death gave her away. A hunter she chanced to walk near couldn't help but notice the smell. When she realized that she was being observed, she quickly turned her steps west, towards dragon territory. The hunter shouted a warning, but she continued unheedless. In light of her inclinations, I dare say she has business there. There is an area called Avalonia Fallen to the west. Let us head in that direction and try to pick up Alaka's trail. No signs of Alaka. And the area beyond is fraught with danger, not even hunters dare venture in. I would sooner not wander these parts without some guarantee that Alaka is near, but we cannot afford to delay lest she elude us completely. Let us split up and search. If you would focus on the area to the north, I shall follow the high road west. Oh, and do keep an eye out for the taint. If Alaka is here, it is like to have manifested.
Alaka is not here. Rejoin Esquiva on the westbound high road.
You should not have startled me. You. I see. You are the one who undid my work. Why do you interfere with my experiment? So it was you who created the taint. The taint, you say? An insult born of ignorance. What you so callously destroyed is a wellspring of life-giving ether. What are you saying? The taint is befouled ether. It destroys life, so you choose to cling to your ignorance, like all the others. But it matters not what you think. When my experiment is complete, all the fools who tormented me and mine shall get their comeuppance. No. We won't let you continue your twisted experiment. Onion, stop her. I believe you have more pressing concerns. Drawn to the ether, I shouldn't doubt, or the taint, as you insist on calling it. But such details are immaterial. By whatever name it is known, I shall fill the world with it and have my revenge. Do not interfere. Consider this your final warning.
You find a peculiar hunk of flesh on the ground.
Thank you, Onion. Again, you have saved me, and again, I am reminded of my own weakness. What do you have there? Ugh, 'tis well I skipped my last meal. I'd wager this is part of Alaka's experiment. The seed seers may be able to glean something from it, and yet I find myself loath to seek them out. They haven't lifted so much as a finger to help us. What can we expect of them now? You have the right of it, Onion. There is more at stake than a difference of opinion. If we are to save the Twelfswood, we must needs turn to the Seedseers for aid. It's settled, then. We return to the Twelfswood. Please hold on to the hunk of flesh. It is, safer in your keeping. Now then, let us return to Camp Tranquil and explain the situation to the Seedseers.
Ah, you are returned. How fares the effort to purge the taint? You wish to show us something? What does it tell us, brother?
The elementals are in trepidation of the flesh. It is infused with befouled ether, of this there can be no doubt. And with the Great One's warnings growing ever more fervent, it seems plain that this Alaka continues to sow the taint.
Whatever it is she seeks to do, we must put a stop to it. Arun and I shall take a closer look at the flesh. In the meantime, you must resume your journey of purification.
What? With all due respect, oh, to hells with respect. I can't believe what I'm hearing. You would send us back into the midst of danger, and with nary a word of counsel?
I know full well that we ask much of you, but there is none other upon whom we can depend.
Depend, you say? Instead of depending upon others, why don't you do something for a change? We all know that you both have the power to do so. Do you realize how much Onion has been through in your names? Oh, but of course you don't, because while she bled for you, you were hiding here with your heads in the treetops. If Master A Tower were to see this, he would be turning in his grave.
Heads in the treetops. What is the matter with her?
To think that our own people see us in such a light.
It cannot be helped, brother. We are bound to remain in the forest. Things are not as they were during Master Atoa's time.
Be that as it may, were the people to lose faith in us, for whom shall we convey the will of the elementals? Forgive me, Onion, but I would be alone. Rest assured I will take a closer look at the tainted flesh.
Arun has the right of it. It is our duty to facilitate harmony between man and elemental. All the laws of the forest count for naught if we fail in this. At any rate, we must needs stop Alaka's dark designs. And fear not, Onion. Henceforth, we will not leave you to bear the burden alone. Pray allow us the time to consider our next step. Onion. We have conceived a plan to deal with the taint. We would share the particulars with everyone. Might I trouble you to fetch Esquiva? She will have returned to Fallgourd Float, I believe. Pray return here after you have notified her. Arun and I shall be waiting.
Oh, it's you, Onion. I must apologize for my earlier display. The Seedseers wish to see me despite the disrespect I showed them. Though their ways baffle me, it cannot be denied that they care for the forest. Perhaps they deserve more credit than I give them. I will go, of course. Let us strike out at once.
Our thanks for coming. Without further ado, let us begin.
After our last meeting, I went to the guardian tree and presented the tainted flesh to the Great One. His reaction was telling. The befouled ether it bears is identical to the taint which now threatens the Twelfswood. Unless we stop Alaka, the forest will be reduced to a wasteland of death.
Onion gave me to understand that you have conceived a plan to deal with the taint. What is this plan?
Simply put, Arun and I shall accompany you to the Dravanian Forelands. As you are doubtless aware, we Pujalas are chosen by the elementals to convey their will. Should that will go unheard or be misinterpreted, harmony would be lost and tragedy inevitably befall. In order to prevent this, we strive to hone our sensitivity to the elementals far beyond the limits of ordinary men. And this sensitivity allows us to perceive even the slightest fluctuations in the ether. With our faculty for sensing ether, Arun and I shall ascertain the site of Alaka's experiment. And once we find it, we will join our powers to onions and purge the taint once and for all.
You would leave the forest. But what of the will of the elementals?
Rest assured we have obtained the Elder Seed Seer's permission. Our sister shall see to it that the elementals do not go unheard during our absence. But above all, your words struck home. We will not leave the two of you to bear the burden alone. We shall do all we can to aid you, as Pujal S and White Mages both.
You truly mean to leave the forest and help us? In the heat of the moment, I forgot myself and spoke out of turn. I pray you can forgive me.
There is naught to forgive. On the contrary, we are grateful to you for opening our eyes. Now, I trust we can rely upon you to guide the way. Listen, Onion. This will be our first time outside the forest, and we will most certainly make fools of ourselves. I would thank you not to enjoy yourself overmuch.
I shall escort the Seedseers to Tailfeather. Pray meet us there.
So here we are at Tailfeather. Why, the journey here wasn't nearly as daunting as I expected. I dare say we could have made it without Esquiva.
Bold words coming from someone who fairly hugged our guide during the entire journey.
Ahem. Seeing as we are here, we ought to get to work. Do you sense anything, brother?
I do, an anomaly in the ether that wrenches the stomach. It emanates from the north and west.
A cavern lies in that direction, Morn, 'tis called. And if memory serves, so too does a water vein. It seems to me that is where we must go. I must warn you all, though, that the area is thick with dragons. We must proceed with caution.
Dragons, you say? Well, I for one would welcome the excitement. The journey thus far has been rather dull for my tastes.
Dull suits us just fine, sister. Remember, our priority is to purge the taint.
As if I would forget. The fate of the 12 Swood is at stake. Let us make haste to mourn and confront Alaka.
So, you are still alive. Most intriguing, pawns such as I have, yet you are not Ra. Well, whatever you are no different from the others. You have come to interfere with my experiment. But know this, it is your ignorance that has led us down this path. We Zayla are nomads who roam and live off the land. My tribe was no different. Yet though we did no harm to those whose lands we traversed, they treated us as vermin. In their ignorance, they feared us, and that fear manifested as spite and violence. My loved ones and I were cursed at, spat upon, beaten, and worse. It was out of the desire to protect them that I began my research. Such pain we have suffered, I swore that I would visit upon the ignorant masses 100-fold. And soon I shall fulfill my goal, for my experiment has finally borne fruit. To be sure, there is still work to be done. Such robust flesh cannot be sustained by ordinary ether. Nay, it must needs be fed something far more potent, the taint. My pet can go only where the taint exists, and so I shall fill the whole world with it.
Sister, I sense naught but befouled ether from that dragon.
This is without a doubt the source of the taint. We must needs purify it whole.
You would get in the way of my vengeance. Then you shall be the first to feel my wrath. Kill them all, my lovely. It ends here, Alaka.
You'll not harm so much as another leaf.
Vengeance is not the way. What? The befouled ether refuses to disperse.
What is dead can never die.
The power of healing, Onion. Use it to purify the stagnant ether.
Souls of the damned, render your essence unto my creation. This bodes ill. Strike down the undead first.
It rises. All that healing, and it still wasn't enough?
It is no use. My pet cannot be slain. No, we won't give up.
If it rises again, we have but to strike it down.
Confound it. The befouled ether still remains.
How many times must I tell you? You struggle in vain.
Humph. We'll see about that. Ha! 'Twas but a matter of time.
No. You will not get in the way of my vengeance. It still returns.
Ah, but the befouled ether is gone. We nearly have it.
Souls of the damned, come to our aid.
More undead. Stay sharp.
My dreams. All gone to dust. I am powerless, powerless to protect my people, powerless to change anything.
We are cowards, all of us. That which we do not understand instills fear within us, and so we lash out. In return, you sought to strike back at those who hurt you. You have done terrible things, and must be held to account for your crimes. But know that it is not too late to make amends. You still have a chance to atone. Your knowledge may yet be used for good. You need but find a new purpose, and I should be glad to help you look for it.
With Alaka apprehended, it seems safe to say that danger to the 12th Wood is past. And we owe it all to the two of you. This experience has taught me much and more, not least of all how powerless I was in the face of an external threat. If I am to protect the forest, I must needs spend less time with my head in the treetops and more with my feet on the ground. To that end, I shall strive to be a Pujal as Master Atoa was, standing ready to journey to the ends of the world if needs be. Were it not for your shining example, I never would have found the courage to come to this decision. I cannot thank you enough.
Master Arun. When the time comes for you to embark upon your journey, pray allow me to accompany you. It isn't safe to travel alone. You know this to be true. Besides, you need someone to keep a record of all your deeds, that they might be passed on to future generations. For all my bold words, I am still but a green sapling. Nevertheless, I would serve you faithfully as my grandfather once served Master A Tower.
I should be heartened to have your company, Eskaiva. I shall endeavor to be a Pujal worthy of your respect.
Thank you, Master Arun. I swear you'll not be disappointed in me.
Arun and I shall escort Alaka and place her in the Wood Whaler's care. Pray come and see us afterwards at Camp Tranquil, we would thank you properly. During the entire way back, Alaka did not so much as favor us with a glance, but neither did she attempt to flee. I believe there is hope for her yet. Till such time as she finds a new purpose, I shall visit her cell as often as my duties allow. With the source of the taint banished, the Great One's warnings have ceased. We may rest easy for a time. Disaster has been averted thanks to you and Esquiva. We are eternally in your debt.
You are kind for saying so, my lady, but I have done scarcely anything. All your gratitude should be reserved for Onion. Allow me to thank you as well, Onion. Had you not sought me out that day, I may never have found my true calling. Beginning today, I shall accompany Master Arun as he works to maintain peace and harmony within the Twelveswood. I know not where our journeys will take us, but when next we meet, I shall stand before you a stronger woman.
We had best be on our way. Fare you well on your own journeys, Onion. I look forward to seeing you again, within the Twelveswood and without.
Well, they pretty much exhausted everything I had intended to say. So I shall say but this, I mean to do my part as well. Together with my siblings, I shall work to preserve the harmony of the forest, protecting it from threats both within and without. As for you, Onion of the White, with your newfound powers, pray continue employing our art for the betterment of the realm. May the light of succor and solace shine wheresoever you may go.
This concludes the White Mage quests for Final Fantasy XIV, Heavensward. In order to undertake the next series of quests, you must first meet the following requirements. You must have completed the main scenario quest The Far Edge of Fate. Once you have done so, the next White Mage quest will be available from Raya Osena.
Alright, that concludes 50 to 60 White Mage class quest. Job quest. I'm going to jump back into the main story. We're going to start Stormblood. Once Stormblood's done, we'll get 60 to 70 on the jobs out. Thanks for joining. Hope you got something out of this as well as I did. Thanks. Bye.